All right, so we're going to go over the leadership track. If you're watching this video, you've probably already seen the organizational chart for the next 5 to 7 years broken down. Now we're going to dive into the leadership track of what that looks like in order to build a team within a team. It could be you running a few agents and wanting to do that, or it could be you going all the way to a CEO model of your own team. So I'm going to share my screen and go over those leadership track that we have created. Let me know, how does that look?
Good.
Okay,
Good.
perfect. I like to explain this in the facet that if a new agent comes on the team, they aspire to have a real estate team, I would say a CEO team where they want to run their own team within a team. I'll explain it from level 1 to level 5, meaning it's a new agent that's going to go through the next few years getting to that going down that path. And Clint will elaborate a little bit more. If someone comes in and you already have a team running, how does that work? But I'm going to go in if someone just comes in. So any agent coming on and they aspire to go down a leadership track, this is what we look at as the leadership team. Level 1, they're doing 1 to 2 transactions a month to stay in the partnership, totaling 12 transactions year over year. If an agent goes 60 days without a transaction, there's a formal improvement plan in place. During this time, while you're getting acclimated to the team in level 1, you're really developing as a leader without a title. What that means is someone that really goes above and beyond. It's hard to put a quantifiable here, check box, you're going to do this, this, and this. It's more of, you kind of just know. I mean, we can put guidelines in place of like, hey, you should work on doing this, but it's being really involved with the team of the culture, helping agents, going above and beyond, and really being, you can kind of see people gravitate to those people that really step up as a leader and willing to give back to the team. Once you demonstrate level 1, you move to level 2, where you will recruit another agent to the NEAL team, bringing them into production within 60 to 90 days. During that time, you're going to teach them systems. Really, you're going to hold them accountable and get them acclimated to the culture and how we work. Continue time block initiatives within the team to further development as a leader, and averaging 2 to 4 transactions a month for 6 months to qualify. So what this means, yes, the production in level 2 goes up to a 2 minimum. Level 1, you're getting acclimated doing 1 to 2 transactions. Level 2, you're going to maintain at the minimum 2 transactions while bringing on your first agent and getting them into production. Once you do that, you go to level 3. This is where you are going to recruit 3 people who are all at level 1 within 90 days. Now, we put timelines in here to really set a framework. If it took someone 180 days, it took someone a year to get all of their people to level 1. That's okay as well. This model can go as quick as someone wants to go or wants to be. We have one agent where it wants to pull it out to level 1, kind of a level 1, 2, 3, and 4 is by years. So you can slowly grow into it. It's all dependent on the person and where you fall. But in level 3, you're recruiting 3 people to level 1 within 90 days. You can apply to become a pod leader and obtain an override on recruited agents' deals approved by the DOS or NEAL and NEAL team leadership while maintaining a minimum 2 to 4 deals of production. So a pod leader, this level 2 to level 3 is really where, actually it's when you graduate level 2, so 3 and 4 really are focusing on running people while maintaining your production. Yes, you're getting a 5% override of the gross commission. Now, this is a monetary amount. It's not something that's going to replace a whole bunch of income. It's really a test period to really see if you want to build a team and go through the motions of it and what it takes. And if it's something, it's really kind of a test phase. So once you're leading a pod of agents in level 4 who are on level 1 and level 2, you can continue the recruitment efforts monthly and receive override on recruited agent production. Ideally, you're going to want to build up to close to that five agent count if you're on the track to do a CEO model, which then level 5, you're leading a pod of 5 to 7 producing agents who are at level 1 and level 2 for 12 to 16 months. Now, this could happen quicker. It could happen longer. It's really dependent on the time, while maintaining 1+ transaction of personal production. You will see that you start this with 1 minimum deal. Level 2, 3, and 4, your minimum 2 deals. Level 5, you go down to 1 deal. Someone wanting to go down the CEO model, we realize that you give up production because you are now officially leading through people. So we know that eventually production, if it's your long-term goal, production either will go down, or if you have the capacity, you might maintain it, and that's fine as well. But we'd like to see at least one transaction a month And that's why it goes down on level 5. This is where you apply to become the CEO of your own team. What that means as a CEO, you're running a team of minimum 5 agents with the aspirations to grow it bigger. You're producing 1 deal a month. You're coaching, you're holding everyone accountable. They're all producing at least 12 deals a year or 1 a month. Once you apply to become a CEO, this is where the model will flip to a P&L model, meaning that ultimately at the end of the day, everything is running the same structure. The override will go away, but the CEO, we will split in profits of the team that is created, the team within the team. The CEO model would encompass your entire team where you would split in the profits of it. Definitely, I always tell people we can run pro formas. I can show you what that looks like. It really depends a lot on price point, average commission you're getting, all of that stuff. But the numbers will make 100% sense on one replacing income or whatever your goal is to get to level 5. We're going to be talking through level 1 through 4. We're going to be on the same page of all of this as along the way. And we'll probably be having conversations in level 2, 3, and 4 of what CEO looks like, even more in depth. But overall, once you get to the point, just a macro approach, it's splitting in with profits and the profitability of your team that is created on that standpoint. Clint, you want to add anything, Penelope, onto that as well?
No, I mean, we can dive into that even more of what that entails, but keep in mind a level 5 this is truthfully running a business within a business. And that's kind of the whole goal with this entire thing. I mean, there's agents that could come in and they really get to level 3 or 2 or 3. And they're like, you know what? I like kind of helping people and I want to make a little extra income, but I want to be the mentor for two people or one person. That's okay too. So not only can you go from 1 to 5, you can go to 1 to 3, 1 to 2, and you're completely fine. So, excuse me. That's it. So that's a whole nother option with this thing that all levels are okay.
So if someone came in and they had 2 other agents under them, explain how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where you are from a leadership spot in your business currently. So let's say you're an agent and you have 2 members on your team. Well, we kind of sit down and talk about where you're at, where you're in your business, where your people are at in their business. We will look at numbers. We will look at profitability of what you are, and then we will find where you fit in this model. So somebody could come into this and they may be sitting at a level 2 to 3, working to a 4 and 5. So just know that it's some of that stuff. If you come in and you're already producing 24 in a year and you've got 2 people that are producing 12 a year, well, you can look in this chart and you know where they're going to fit.
Yeah, so, you're being like a level 3 and 4.
Yep. You drop right into that.
Flipping to a CEO model, you're running the production side of the business while leveraging the hub services, which was explained obviously in the organizational chart breakdown of the Neil and Neil team. So plugging into that, that's a big thing. I mean, you're focusing on the strengths of selling, accountability, all of that stuff is what you're focusing on, while the team picks up the other half of that when it comes to transaction, just all CRM, all the back end stuff. So it keeps you focused on growing a team and not bogged down with all of that stuff.
Yeah, everybody usually realizes it too. They start getting into building this stuff and they're like spending 90% of their time on the back end systems and all the stuff to get really streamlined. Well, that's a benefit here is you plug in, do what you love to do, have a very balanced life. We're giving time back to you and we handle all the back end. So this is where the partnership comes in on these type things.
Yep. Yeah. Anything you can add, P?
I think it's worth noting as well, as you're evolving through these different levels of leadership, we're very involved in helping mentor and guide you in terms of giving you opportunities for your own personal development and growth as a leader and gaining influence within the team and the organization. And so this might look like meeting on a weekly basis and really pouring into you as a leader and helping you develop as a leader, because it all comes down to gaining that influence within the team and with the members on your team and really developing into that leadership position. That might look like, having a training class for new members coming on and really having those different opportunities to help you learn how to attract people into your CEO model or into your director of sales model, and develop them as well.
Yep. Very well said. And that's where myself and Clint get really involved. As you've seen the organizational chart, we kind of wear multiple hats right now, but ultimately really involved these people that want to grow these teams. We've done it. Penelope's been along the ride the whole entire time, one of our first hires. So myself, Clint, and her, from the bottom to exactly where we're at now, we have a ton of experience of things that we've gone through, things that work, don't work, and it just expedites the process. And we really pour that back into these people aspiring to build the team within. And like she had said, weekly calls, all of that stuff, kind of a CEO leadership calls, because it's one thing to do the production. It's another thing to work on the leadership as well. They go hand in hand. You can't have one or the other. You've got to, there's different levels to go through within leadership, and it all works together. So hopefully this kind of it gives you an idea of what it looks like to travel through the levels of leadership in order to obtain a CEO model. And we can talk more on it. There's pro formas and different things we can show you on what it looks like on potential money, all of that. But really, ultimately, it's coming in and building a team and partnering with a real estate team at the end of the day, and really getting that leverage and time back without creating all of the back end systems, and using proven stuff that's been there, done that, and is continuing to grow year over year. All right.